Welcome to the Caltex Theatre, a full hour of dramatic entertainment broadcast over a nationwide network of stations throughout Australia. The Caltex Theatre is brought to you by Caltex Oil, marketers of over 1,000 outstanding petroleum products, in association with Caltex dealers and distributors everywhere. Tonight in the Caltex Theatre, you will hear a presentation of the popular Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer motion picture, Mogambo, which brought an explosive trio, Ava Gardner, Clark Gable, and Grace Kelly, together in the wilds of the African jungle. Starring in our adaptation of this entertaining comedy drama, you will hear Maddie Head. Your producer, Creswick Jenkinson. The Caltex Theatre presents Mogambo.
Long low. Watch that giraffe. Keep it off the barbed wire.
Yes, buena.
Buena.
What's wrong, Montella?
Buena, while you wait, boat come. Bring lady.
Lady?
Strange lady, Buena. Comes in your house. Leaves luggage, has bath.
Bath?
Bath,
In my bathroom?
yeah. Lady in bathroom now, Buena.
She is she? Okay, I'll handle this.
I'll be right out, Bunny.
Bunny?
Say, that was a dirty trick not being on hand to meet me.
Madam, this is not Bunny, but may I ask who you are?
Me? The name's Kelly. Eloise Kelly. Better known to the gay capitals of the earth as Honey Bear Kelly. Now, you go find Bunny and tell him I'm here, will you?
I'd be glad to if you'll tell me who Bunny is and where I'll find him.
The Maharaja of Banganoor.
Oh.
Well, didn't he tell you I was coming?
Miss Kelly, the Maharaja abandoned his safari 10 days ago.
He what?
It seems that someone's trying to take away some of his palaces. He went back to India a week ago.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Well, he got me to come here, all the way from New York.
Oh, and I am sorry. He didn't even leave you a return ticket.
Oh, I'll be... Of all the rotten, subversive, flying all this way thousands of miles. I got here as hot and tired as a 6th Avenue mink. And that water even hotter. And that soap gives out with about as much lather as blue cheese.
Look, I'm Victor Marswell, the man who owns this camp, the house, and the soap.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so proud of it.
This happens to be my home, be it ever so humble.
Well, I had to go someplace. I couldn't get a word out of the laughing boy over there.
All right, Montella, get out of here.
Of all the rotten heels, leaving me stranded in the middle of the African jungle. Why the...
You know, bowling out the Maharaja long distance isn't going to do you any good. I'll tell my assistant to assign you a room somewhere.
Just tell me how I get out of here.
The way you came, by the riverboat. Same time next week.
Now, wait a minute. Stuck here for a solid week?
That's about it, Miss Kelly.
Oh, boy. This is going to be the gayest week of the season.
I thought I told you to fix that barbed wire. Now fix it.
Yes, buena.
Vic.
Oh, yeah, Brownie?
Vic, you're getting a bit too unstrung for your own good. Why don't you fly it to Nairobi for just a week or two? You know, you haven't been outside this place for nearly a year.
Well, I'd like to, Brownie, but Dorganbeck's been yelling for those 2 white hippos, and that anthropologist guy, well, what is it?
Nordley.
Yeah, well, Nordley and his wife are due here in the next boat.
I know, but you need relaxation.
Hi, Kitty. You're a great big kitty, huh?
Little trinket that dropped from the Maharaja's turban is a spry little bit.
Yeah, that's playgirl stuff, Brownie. Not an honest feeling from her kneecap to her neck.
Hello, Jim.
Getting rather meticulous, aren't you?
Maybe. Maybe it's about time.
Hi there, Mr. Leopard. Ouch! Everything snarls around this joint.
Good evening, Miss Kelly.
Hello, Mr. Brown. Hey, look, Mr. Marswell, all the other animals around here are being fed. May I ask what time we get ours? Yeah, you may not hear it among the other noises, but I'm beginning to rumble.
We dine at 9.
Oh, how continental.
About the Nordleys, Brownie, I'll probably hand them over to Balchek as soon as they get here.
Mm-hmm. Relatives, I take it.
No customers, Miss Kelly. An anthropologist. He's coming up next week for a safari. A scientist. He studies man. Looks for skulls, examines heads. All that sort of thing.
Examines heads, huh? I should have met him before I left New York. Could have examined both mine.
Oh, very good, very good.
Why don't we keep our minds on the job, huh, Brownie? Then we can both call it a day. Help yourself. Can't you sleep?
Not with that lion or whatever it is chirping out there. Say, what makes him do that? Is he hungry?
Probably a lioness lurking out there somewhere.
I guess there's all sorts of hunger in the world, isn't there?
A new batch of magazines came in today, right there on the table.
Oh, thanks. No, this is a weird sort of business to be in, collecting animals. Do you sell them to zoos?
Zoos, circuses, trainers, wherever it's profitable.
How much would you get for a kangaroo?
Well, you have to go to Australia for a kangaroo.
Oh, pardon me. I'd sure like to see a kangaroo close up. A mama kangaroo. Is it true they carry their babies in a little sort of pouch thing?
That's right.
Well, isn't that the darndest thing? Everything but a zipper, huh?
Kelly, you know, you're all right. How about a drink?
Oh, I love one. Hey, look. On the floor. It's a snake on the floor. Well, don't you see it?
Well, sure.
Well, do something. Don't just sit there.
But it's nice here.
Oh, my. Well, look. It's getting up on the bed.
Hey, it's just old Joe.
Old Joe?
Yeah, he's our migratory mousetrap. I really keep him around to trap young girls into throwing themselves into my arms like this.
Oh. Oh, no, Mr. Marswell, I don't imagine you need old Joe for that.
No?
No, you don't need him at all.
Yeah, you're all right, Kelly.
I warned you. I'm searching. I'm looking. I really am.
Well, I'll look with you. For a while.
Brownie, you've been out here that long?
Oh, I came out here for my health. I found it. I'm still here.
So where'd you get that scar, Brownie?
An old buffalo charge. He danced around a bit.
Oh, that's one way to die, isn't it? Dancing.
Where did you get yours, Kelly?
What?
Your scars. You've got them, though they're not visible. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a nosy old idiot, my dear.
You're pretty smart, Brownie. Someday when I know you better, I'll tell you.
Hey, come here and hurry. Montella.
Well, listen to old Trader Horn out there. Attaboy, chop, chop, wanna, master.
You're in love with him, Kelly, aren't you?
Well, you all packed, Kelly? Your boat will be here in a few minutes. The animals all ready for loading, Brownie?
They are?
Everything's set for the Nordleys when they get here?
It is. I'll see you aboard, Kelly.
Thank you, Brownie. You've been very sweet.
Sometimes a man can't see the one tree because of the whole forest.
Oh, someday he's gonna bump into the wrong kind of tree and get his nose busted.
Hey, what is all this?
You wouldn't know.
Look after yourself, Brownie. And him, too.
Yes, I will.
Kelly, I wish you could stick around for a while, but I'll be pretty busy. It's been a lot of fun.
Don't spell it out for me. No, my little white hunter. It's high time I was on my way anyway.
Hey, look, when the rainy season starts, I might fly up to Paris, and I just happen to be there.
Yeah. Might.
Buona, boat.
The boat's coming up the river.
Oh, yeah, the boat. Let it go, Vic. It's been nice and something I never expected. Now it's over. Let's let it go, shall we?
Okay, Kelly. Okay. Hello, Skipper.
Hello, Vic. Hello, Brownie. Are the happiness to present Mr. Nordley?
We finally made it, Mr. Marswell. How do you do?
Mr. Nordley, Mr. Brown Price.
How do you do?
How are you?
How do you do?
And Mrs. Nordley.
Linda, darling.
Sorry.
My wife, Mrs. Nordley. Mr. Marswell, Mr. Brown Price.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mrs. Nordley?
How do you do? Oh, it's so exciting and thrilling, finally to arrive.
Brownie, take him ashore, will you? Hey, Montella, be right with you.
This way.
Oh,
thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well, you all set, Kelly?
All set.
You got money for your plane fare?
Yeah. Now, look. Wait a minute.
I'll brain you if you don't take it.
Oh,
We'll call it a 99-year loan.
this is one loan I'll pay back if I have to live 99 years to do it.
So long, kid.
Say, she's quite a dish, isn't she? If you like 'em blonde and snooty. Do you like 'em blonde and snooty, Marswell?
Mr. Nordley's come up here on a scientific expedition, and his wife
Yeah,
is...
okay. Forget it.
Well, Skipper wants to push off, Kelly. I'll be seeing you.
Sure. I'll be seeing you, Vic.
Room all right, Mrs. Nordley?
It's charming. Everything's so neat and clean. I'll be unbearably frank and say I didn't expect it.
Well, I'll be frank and say you're a big surprise, too.
Linda? Why?
Well, the wife of the last scientist that was here weighed about 180 pounds of pure muscle. Every time she spoke to her husband, every line of the territory took off.
I'm afraid I've disappointed you.
I've got the beastliest ringing in my ear.
Feeling down, darling? Must be those shots we took.
Yes, perhaps.
What shots?
Yesterday at the settlement, the tsetse fly injection.
Tsetse fly? Your letter didn't say anything about going up into the tsetse fly country.
Well, you see, Mr. Marswell...
We understood we had to go through that territory to get to the gorillas.
Not necessarily, and why gorillas?
I want to study them, their family life and so on. Even get some of their vocal sounds on my tape recorder. It's a theory on the derivative evolution of this.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't understand. Again, to be quite frank, it's a long and difficult safari, and it doesn't fit in with my schedule.
Oh, but there must be some mistake.
Well, you can't promise anything with gorillas but trouble. Some people have worked as long as 10 months and never even got a glimpse of one. Besides, I've got my other work to attend to.
Donald's perfectly willing to pay.
No, I'm sorry. We'll have to stand by the original agreement. Now I'm going to hand you over to one of my assistants, Mr. Leon Bolchak.
But I want to work with you, Myles.
We made our arrangements with you.
You made them with my organization, Mrs. Nordley. You all right, Nordley?
Well, I think perhaps a glass of water.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
Order. Sorry, I can't...
Oh, Donald.
I got him. Yeah, he's really hit. Up in the bed with him, huh? That's it.
Well, what's the matter with him?
Yeah, excessive reaction to that shot. Be out of his head for a day or so. Yeah, we'll snap him out of it, though.
Donald.
I'll go get a couple of tablets. Don't let him throw that blanket off.
No, Oh, Donald. Dearest. Well, you were long enough getting back, Mr. Marswell. I've almost gone mad.
Bolchak brought back one of my boys. Been chewed by a lion. Came as soon as I could. All right, easy now, Nordley.
What's that you're giving him?
Well, out here we have 3 antidotes for everything. Quinine, iodine, and castor oil. Quinine should fix him up very nicely. I don't think he needs any of the other 2, do you?
At certain times, jokes are in very bad taste.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Nordley. No need to lose your temper. There you are. He'll start to sweat in about half an hour. Now, you keep him well covered up. The boy's just outside if you need anything.
Just a minute. Is that all you're going to do for him?
What do you expect me to do, Mrs. Nordley? Crawl into bed with him and hold his hand?
Why, you...
Well...
I'm sorry. It's just been the shock.
Keep your husband well covered and get all the water down him you can. Will you do that?
Yes.
And give him one of those pills every 4 hours. Good night, Mrs. Nordley.
Good night. Mr. Marswell.
Yeah?
I'd like to apologize. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, I had it coming. You know, you pack a pretty good wallop.
Oh, please. It's just that... Well, it's a long way from home, and Donald so suddenly...
Sure. Forget it. He'll be okay by late tomorrow.
What on earth are those horrible sounds?
Those are hippos fighting.
Why are they fighting?
Probably over a female.
Thank you very much for everything. Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Nordley.
Rick, you there?
Yeah, I'll be right there, Brownie. What the...
Hi, Marswell. The return of Frankenstein.
Kelly!
That's right, Vic. Kelly.
But what happened?
Shipwrecked. And me without a desert island to my name.
A catastrophe, Mr. Amy. Reading a packet of bad luck.
Oh, the skipper's plastered.
All right, how come? Where?
About 3 miles down the river, the engine cracked up. We drifted under a mud boat.
Now, what about the cages, Skipper? Are the animals all right?
They're all right, yes. We left them and they're coming on the tender.
Tender? I won't sit down for a week.
Good old Kelly.
How long is it going to take for repairs?
No time at all. Maybe a day after we get to the replacement. Mind you, it'll take us about 3 or 4 weeks to get it up here.
4 weeks?
That's the way it goes, Marswell.
Find the skipper a bed somewhere, Brownie.
Come along, Jeb.
You're a gentleman. That's what you are, a gentleman, Mr. Gentleman.
I'm sorry. I'll find my own room.
Mr. and Mrs. Nordley have got it now.
Oh, yeah, the scientific characters.
Yeah. I'll have Bolchak move in with Brownie. You can have his room.
Okay.
Kelly,
Yeah?
Mrs. Nordley, well, she's led kind of a sheltered life, I guess, and, now what I mean is, let's not get too informal, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And you've got about as much gallantry in that remark as you think I've got brains.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Kelly. I was
Oh,
just
never
telling you...
mind, Marswell. I'll just act like I was your sister down from Vassar for the holidays.
Look, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's possible I have a slight inkling as to your outlook on life.
That'll be your room.
Oh, thanks.
Good night.
Joe. Joe, get off my bed. Go on, scram, you hear me? Joe!
You're up early, Kelly. Nearly midday.
Oh, you know me, the neurotic type, insomnia. Hey, look, why didn't you tell a fella? She's something. She's the kind that makes men want to break out of jail.
Have you been talking to Mrs. Nordley?
No, look at him. Knew to whom I was referring right away.
Yeah, me and my crystal ball.
You and your crystal head. And wipe that Emily Post look off your face. I didn't endanger your lily reputation.
Yeah, well, I better look in on her husband.
Mr. Nordley is peacefully pounding his ear. And not that you're interested, but Mrs. Nordley has gone for a walk.
Gone for a walk, huh? Where?
Well, now, how should I know?
Well, why didn't you just try and stop her?
I'm sorry.
Hey, Brownie!
Hello?
How do you like that? Mrs. Nordley walked off the place like it was Hyde Park.
Well, I'll be...
Take the Jeep and go around the forest trail. I'll take the river road. Mrs. Nordley! Linda, don't move. It's okay. It's okay now. It's okay.
He was up there on that bough. It seemed like 100 years.
It's all right now. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I was a fool not to think.
Well, you'll know better next time. Let's get back to the camp.
Yes. Donald will think I'm dreaming when I tell him you saved me from a panther. Thank heavens you're a witness.
Do you need one?
No. He's the one husband who's believed everything I've told him since I was 5 years old.
You were married rather young, weren't you?
Well, actually, we were married when I was 20.
How long ago was that? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm 27. Have you ever been married, Mr. Marswell?
No, I've never had the good fortune to find a lady who was interested.
That could be the remark of a cynical man.
What have I got to be cynical about? I make my contribution to this mixed-up community they call the world. What else is there?
That could be the remark of a lonely man.
Could be. Ah, looks like we're in for a little storm.
Judging by your appetite tonight, you're quite well again, Mr. Nordley.
Oh, I feel absolutely wonderful. Thanks to you, Dr. Marswell.
You look it. And what's more, you and Mrs. Nordley have brought culture to Marswell's circus.
In what way, Miss Kelly?
Now look at him, black tie in the middle of the jungle. Do you know, before you got here, we wore onion sacks?
Oh, really?
Anybody else care to join me in a little more of the grape? Mrs. Nordley? Very good for the nerves, they tell me.
No, thank you.
Mine host.
You seem to have a real fondness for that wine, Miss Kelly.
Oh, any year, any model. They all bring out my better nature.
Well, it was a pretty exciting afternoon. I can't tell you, Vic, how... Oh, you don't mind if it's Vic and Don from now on, do you?
Why not?
And Honey Bear.
Yes. Well, I mean, you're saving Linda. You know, girl, you could easily have had a bad morning about.
Yeah, I hear you can get one any time in these parts, if you ask for it.
More coffee, Mrs. Nordley?
No, thank you.
Are you all right, dear?
I'm feeling a little sleepy, that's all.
Like you said, Mrs. Nordley had an exciting afternoon.
Oh, yes, of course you did. Yes, we'll turn in.
It's getting quite late.
Look, Nordley, you might want to know that, if you're willing to start right away, I'd be glad to take you up to the gorilla country at that.
Oh, no, really? Oh, that's splendid.
Provided neither of you have changed your minds, of course.
Oh, changed our minds. Linda, you're here. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes. Yes, simply wonderful.
Well, I was thinking of that letter from Ringling Brothers, and pretty nice price they offered for a pair of young gorillas, Brownie. You know, Besides, I haven't been up in gorilla country for several years. It'd be a good change from that routine you were telling me about.
Maybe.
And, since our two young guests have it in their minds to... Well, we could kill several birds with one stone, to coin a phrase.
Ouch.
I think it's absolutely wonderful. Vic was absolutely set against taking us at first, Miss Kelly.
Why, he's just an old quick change artist. Do you know that 1 minute he can be just Trader Horn himself, and then suddenly everything goes black, and whoops, out comes, dressed as Dr. Livingston, I presume.
All right, Kelly.
Oh, that's fortunate for us, I'd say.
Yeah, nobody'd be surprised but the gorillas.
Miss Kelly can come along with us as far as the district officer at Keno.
Oh, don't worry about me, Brownie. I'll sort of go into a monastic retreat and realize how beautiful life really is.
We close up shop here, except for the boys looking after the animals. You'll have a 6 weeks wait. No, we'll take her to the district officer at Keno. She can trek out with his party. All right, Vic?
Yes, I guess that could be arranged.
Then you'll be on your plane for Cairo within a week or 10 days. You'll be off, back to America.
Fine. The sooner the better. To coin a phrase.
I saw your light, Vic. Knew you hadn't gone to sleep. Do you know it's down near 2?
I'll turn in pretty soon.
When do you plan to actually start this trip?
Oh, we can be ready in about 2 days.
Full safari, I suppose? Entire complement of boys?
Naturally.
You know this is going to delay the Dog and Beck and Chicago Zoo order.
Well, we can fill it quick enough when we get back.
Vic, lad, that's a nice couple. This is no good.
What are you talking about? What's no good?
Nothing. Getting old, I'm afraid. Good night, Vic.
Good night, Brownie.
This should be quite some safari.
And so the curtain falls on Act 1 of tonight's Caltex play, Mogambo.
If you care for your car, fill up with the gasoline designed to take better care of your car's performance. If you're already a confirmed Caltex man, you'll know what we mean. If you're not, fill up with Caltex butane-boosted gasoline and see what a performance difference there is. Caltex butane-boosted gasoline gives faster starts, smoother acceleration, and more economical running. The gasoline designed for today's faster pace, Caltex butane-boosted gasoline, takes better care of your car's performance. Drive in for Caltex butane-boosted gasoline at the sign of the Caltex Star, where we take better care of your car.
The Caltex Theatre now presents Maddie Head in Mogambo, Act 2.
What is our schedule, Mr. Marswell?
We stay on the same stretch for another 2 days until we reach the river, then go down by canoe to Keena Station.
And that, Mrs. Nordley, is where I leave you all.
Oh, we'll give you a going-away party, Miss Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Nordley.
Where then, Vic?
Then we proceed on foot to the Mountains of the Moon. That's the beginning of the gorilla country.
Oh, what's that over there? Some kind of stork?
No, a secretary bird.
What a prosaic name. Why do they call him that?
Now, that's an unfair question. I haven't the slightest idea. Hey, there's a flock of them.
Say, that secretary on the left sure has a pair of legs for the boss to drool over. She looks like she's been chased 5 laps around the desk and is now headed for the pay window.
Oh, Miss Kelly, we shall certainly hate to lose you.
Oh, now don't be greedy. Let the others speak for themselves.
Oh, we'll give you 2 going-away parties.
You know, Mrs. Nordley, this is a nice husband you have.
I'm well aware of that, Miss Kelly. I assure you that there are any number of good reasons why I'm in love with him.
Oh, well, thank you, old girl.
Yeah, I'd say he was a very lucky man. Everything all right, Mrs. Nordley? Anything you need?
The tent's just fine, thank you. May I speak to you for a moment?
Sure.
For several days now, Miss Kelly's been making, well, at least insinuations.
Oh, I wouldn't let her upset me. She'll be leaving us at Keena Station.
But what would give her the right to say things like that?
She must have seen me kiss you that day in the jungle.
You must forget that it ever happened. It was all, well, nothing.
Do you want me to forget it?
That's why you changed your mind about this trip, isn't it?
Plus the fact that you're not in love with your husband.
You mustn't say that.
I know why you said you were today in the car.
I said it because it's true.
You asked me why I never married. Maybe you yourself are the reason, Linda.
Linda!
Coming.
I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good night. In bed already, Donald?
Oh, I'm tired. Oh, darling, it looks like the start of some exciting weeks, Now, Lynn.
What? Oh, of course, darling.
I like that Kelly girl. Wonderful sense of humor. It's, perfectly obvious, of course.
What is?
Well, that there was a thing between her and Vic before we arrived. And now we're the villains. In some odd way, we've broken it up.
Oh. Do you think so?
Not that I blame her. A very attractive chap, Vic. Well, don't you think so?
I suppose so.
All I know is I'm glad you saw me first. Well, good night, darling.
Good night, Donald. Donald?
Why, I've got the gem, darling. It seems the district officer of this Keena place caught some natives ivory poaching.
Yes?
Now, Linda, don't take it too hard, but they speared him and a couple of his boys.
Oh,
Now, don't worry. We won't even be entering that area now. This district officer's in a pretty bad way, but Vic and Brownie are seeing him on his way downriver to the mission, and then we'll get moving again.
And Miss Kelly?
Oh, she'll just have to go on with us.
I see.
Darling, would you like to turn back? I mean, you're rather edgy.
No, I'm all right. I'm just not sleeping too well.
Quite sure?
Quite sure.
Oh, fine. Get in the swing of things, darling. With the world the way it is, we may never have this chance again. Let's live every minute of it,
Every minute of it. Yes, Donald.
Good morning, Mrs. Norby.
Good morning.
You've, heard you're stuck with me for the rest of the trip.
I believe I did hear that, Miss Kelly.
Look, I know I've been the champion of female Airedales, and I'd like to apologize.
What on earth for?
Well, I'd just like to tell you... Well, I know how it is with you and Vic.
Aren't you being rather presumptuous in assuming...
Oh, please, honey, don't let me stand here with egg on my face. I'm telling you, I know how it can happen to a girl. He's a pretty attractive burglar, and...
Really? If you'll excuse me, I must finish my packing.
All right, I'll go. But keep your head, will you? You know, you're sitting pretty. You're a lovely, attractive woman. You're married to a wonderful man.
Is it possible that all of this advice is based on the fact that you know Mr. Marswell just a little more intimately than I do?
Oh, my gosh, you are stuck, aren't you? You're jealous.
Shouldn't you examine your own emotions in that light?
Look, don't worry about me. It's you we want to worry about. You know, this is no Sir Galahad who loves from afar. This is a two-legged boa constrictor.
You ready soon, darling?
I think you'd better go, Miss Kelly.
All right. But remember, I came here to be your friend for your sake. And I'm keeping the offer open.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. It'll be rugged, but I'll keep it down.
Gorilla country.
Yeah, the natives tell me there are gorillas here, all right. 3 or 4 families in the next valley.
How do you know they'll still be there in the morning?
I don't. These people are pretty great trackers, though. We'll start out first thing in the morning, right?
Oh, thanks.
Good news, eh, Donald?
Oh, terrific news, Brownie. Right in the next valley.
With any luck, you'll be seeing them tomorrow. Well, good night.
Good night.
Good night, Brownie.
Kelly.
Oh, hi, Brownie. So those are the mountains of the moon, huh?
Yes, that's what they call them. Kelly, do you know me well enough by now to tell me about your scars?
Well, nothing new, Brownie. Happens to lots of people. We just been married 3 weeks when Jim had to sail. Well, and then 2 months later, I got a telegram from the War Department.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know, Brownie, as short as it lasted, it was like being blessed for a lifetime.
So you hit the high spots trying to forget him, eh?
Yeah. Great strength of character.
But you'd know it if you met it again.
Hmm?
I said you'd know it if you met up with it again.
Yeah, Brownie, I'd know it. Where's Vic going?
Hmm? Oh, down for another look at the waterfall, maybe?
Mrs. Nordley's going with him.
Why not turn in, Kelly? Early start tomorrow.
Not for me, no thanks. Let the others go play with the gorillas. I'll stay in camp and help Montala cook.
Now, if there's gorilla in there, the Peters will drive them this way.
Oh, right. My tape recorder's set. Not frightened, darling?
No.
Gorillas. Lots of them.
Oh, darling, hold the microphone pole, will you?
Don't worry, Mrs. Nordley. Vic and Bolchak and I are pretty smart with the rifle.
I'm counting on that, Mr. Brown.
Watch now. Listen. Look up there. That tree.
I didn't know they climbed trees.
Only the young ones do. Donald, your movie camera.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have it.
You like to photograph a bull gorilla?
Oh, why, yes, Wonderful.
All right, Brownie, you cover us. We'll have to move up closer.
Linda, wait here.
Be careful.
I'll cover you.
All right, come on.
Yes.
There. A bull gorilla.
Yes, I see him. Oh, he spotted us.
Then don't move. Don't budge an inch. Hold still. He's trying to bluff us. Now, slowly bring your camera up. Slowly.
Yes. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. Wonderful.
Well, that's the last we'll see of them today. The boys will keep track of them tonight, and in the morning we'll bring the nets up.
Do you think you got anything with the camera, darling?
Well, I hope so, but I must admit I was pretty scared. Frightened to death.
You were scared. I'll never forget the first one I saw.
You hear that, darling?
Yeah, he's a strange beast, the gorilla. You know, you can bluff him sometimes, then sometimes they... Well, we'll see tomorrow when we try to net a couple of bulls.
You're sure it's all right for me to camp up here overnight and get some night sounds?
Oh, sure. Not going to be very comfortable for Linda, though.
Darling, I don't exactly want to get rid of you, but you don't mind, do you?
Oh, no, of course not. I'll go back down to the main camp.
I'll take Linda down. Brownie, you stay up here with Don, okay?
Just as you say, Vic.
Keep all the boys you need.
You're the boss, Vic. Just as you say.
Vic, you realize that just from the way I can't stop myself looking at you, everybody knows.
Everybody but Donald.
There are times when I feel like an absolute...
Yes, I know. I feel it myself. Linda, he's got to be told, that's all.
I don't know how to tell him. Oh, Vic. Vic.
Look, you stay in camp tomorrow. I'm going up the hill. You understand?
Yes.
It's got to be done. He's got to be told. Let's get back to camp. Hello, Kelly.
Have a nice moonlight constitutional?
Very pleasant.
Pleasant, the man says. Well, now, at least that's gallantry.
Good night, Kelly.
Look, it's none of my business, but, you know, old Don's not such a bad shot. And he'd be well within his rights if he suddenly decided to take home, a little trophy from this paper chase. Matter of fact, your head would look pretty decorative over his mantelpiece.
Hey, get off my back, will you, Kelly? I'm in no mood for it.
Hey, Vic, look at me.
What?
This is for real this time, isn't it? You're in love with that naughty girl.
You better go to bed.
All right. I guess that's it. I don't know how you're going to solve this, or what good's ever going to come of it, but whatever you do, Vic, I wish you all the happiness in the book.
Go on to bed, kid.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do just that. Good night, Vic.
Good night, Kelly. Okay, now easy with those nets, Brownie. Now, you and Bolt check the nets on the other side.
Right.
Equipment all set up, Don?
Everything fixed, Vic.
All right, if there's gorilla in there, the boys will beat him towards the nets. I told Brownie to try to rope a young one for you.
Oh, terrific.
Cigarette?
Now?
Well, we might as well make ourselves comfortable. This thing may take 5 minutes, might take an hour. Kind of depends on their disposition.
Oh. Oh, then I'll have a cigarette.
Right.
This is fine. We haven't had much chance to talk.
Talk?
Well, we haven't, have we?
No. No, and that's what we've got to do. Don,
You know, when I admire a fellow, I always like to get to know him better. Exchange points of view and all that.
Yeah? I like to have everything on the up and up, too.
Oh, Vic, I'd like to tell you I think everything's been handled simply magnificently.
Well, Don...
No, really. This will always be one of the most memorable experiences of my life. It's only that, well, I'm disappointed for Linda's sake, that's all.
What about Linda?
Well, her not coming up today, not feeling up to it all. I realize now that much as I enjoy this sort of thing, the field trips, roughing it, so to speak, it's not for Linda at all.
Well, she wanted to come up, but I told her
yes,
that
I know. She's been wonderful, making a pretense of enjoying it, but that's for my sake, you know. She's been so moody of late.
Moody?
Almost irritable once or twice, and believe me, Vic, that's not like Linda at all.
Yeah.
It's funny. Night before last, she even forgot it was our wedding anniversary. That's usually the husband's blunder, you know.
Yeah, I guess it usually is.
No. Oh, these trips aren't for Linda. I suppose it's home and Devonshire from now on, raising that family sooner than I expected.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I tell you how much I'm in love with her.
Do I have to forgive you for that?
No, seriously, Vic, it's been grand to become friends with a fellow like you. We're so different, you see. I imagine you've had to grub and sweat for every penny you've made and everything you wanted to build. Me? I'm one of those silver spoon chaps, I suppose. Oh, here, I've been sprouting a whole biography.
And it looks like the gorillas are coming out now. Just stop talking and watch what you came for.
Oh, yes. Good Lord.
Brownie promised to drive that young bull this way. Now you get ready.
Oh, yes. If I can get some more movie shots.
Right, there he is. I'm covering him.
I'm getting him, Vic. Not so scared today.
Easy, though. Keep still.
Oh, yes.
Keep quite still.
Oh, Vic, he's going to... Vic, he's coming in. I nearly had me. Well, Vic, you certainly saved my life.
Everything all right? What the...
Oh, thanks to Vic, Brownie.
Let it go, can't you, Don? You and Bolcheck stay up here, Brownie. I'm going back down to the camp.
What did I do? What brought that on? I've no idea what got into him, Brownie.
I'm wondering if it isn't just about time you did.
Everybody.
Still up there?
Did you get that bull gorilla?
Everything fouled up. I had to shoot him.
Vic, you don't look so hot.
Boy, I don't feel so hot.
You got left on the third, huh, Marsky?
Didn't even go to bat.
You went noble. You couldn't tell him. When it came to the point, you couldn't do it.
Kelly, get lost, will you?
You went noble. Well.
Okay.
How do you plan to break the news to the lady?
Well, I'll think of some way.
Well, that's just the way to keep you clear-headed.
Sometimes I guess you're just nasty enough to get a nasty job done.
Well, don't be stingy with your nastiness, partner.
Oh, here.
Thanks.
Skål, Kelly.
Here's to your noble nastiness.
You know, like I've always said, Kelly, you're all right.
You said it before, but I love it. Here, move over. Let me sit in your lap. Now, don't worry. I'm not trying to crawl back into green pastures. Poor old Marzie. Poor old Vic.
Yeah, you're all right.
Vic?
Linda, huh?
Well, looks like time for Kelly to retire, huh?
No, don't. You just stick around. There's plenty for all of us. Come on in, Linda, and join the party.
Yeah, come on in.
I've been waiting up all day to... And now I find you with that...
Now, easy, honey.
Oh, come on. You always guessed that Gelly and I were old friends, didn't you?
Why, you...
Well, didn't you?
What are you saying? You're drunk.
Yeah, sure I'm drunk, but I know what I'm saying. Hey, listen, Mrs. N. You haven't been taking all this seriously, have you? Oh, you know how it is on safari. It's in all the books.
Don't.
Women always fall for the white hunter, and we guys always make the most of it. Would you blame us?
Stop.
When you come along with that look in your eye, there isn't a guy in the whole world
Stop it! Stop it!
Huh?
Vic, Kelly!
Hey, Linda, what are you doing?
Vic!
It's okay, just a flesh wound in my arm.
Oh, Vic! Don! Oh, Don!
What happened? It's all right now, darling. It's all right. What's been going on?
You all right, Vic? Let's have a look at that arm.
I said, what's been going on?
I'm sure glad you came back, Mr. Nordley. This big Congo Casanova here has been after your wife all through. Got her over here on the pretext. Well, he was pretty drunk. So when I came tearing over here to help... Well, he was getting pretty bad, so she plugged him. Any decent woman would.
Good going, darling.
All right, beat it.
If she hadn't, I'd have done it myself.
Now go and get the first aid kit.
Now, look here, Marswell.
Don, please! Take me out of this, please!
Yes, of course. Oh, come on, darling. Back to our tent. We leave here tomorrow.
Here's the kit.
Oh, dearest, why didn't you tell me? Why on earth didn't you tell me?
Get bandages, Brownie.
Oh, quit fussing. It's a graze.
So what are you going to do, stand there and bleed to death?
I'll leave you to it, Kelly. You've done fine up to date.
I tell you, just graze the skin.
Too bad you didn't teach her to shoot straighter.
Well, just bandage up and shut up.
Well, hold still. Africa, gorillas, lions. The only lions I ever want to see again are the two in front of the public library. Oh, what's funny?
You are. Hey, what was that about me being noble?
Oh, go and... The only one of the bunch of us who matters 2 bits worth is old Don.
And maybe Eloise Y. Kelly.
What? Now, you spare me the soft soap, Buster.
No, I mean it. Maybe I'm starting to get what Brownie meant about not seeing the tree for the forest.
Now, listen, Marswell. You and your quick change acts aren't going to hang orange blossoms all over me because you feel the cold weather coming on. No, thank you. I'm going back to where I can be honest without getting kicked around for it.
Kelly.
Now, take your hands off me. Not
Kelly.
you, and nobody else is going to wring me out and hang me up to dry again.
Kelly.
Hello?
Who said anything about orange blossoms?
Well, take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
3 weeks ago, I was in Macy's buying a girdle.
Yeah?
So ends our Caltex play, Mogambo. In a moment, we will give you tonight's cast. Ladies and gentlemen, the producer of tonight's Caltex play, Creswick Jenkinson.
Thank you. Mogambo was presented tonight by courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Proprietary Limited and adapted for radio by Kay Keavney. In the starring role you heard...
I played Kelly.
This was Maddie Head. In the supporting cast you heard Bruce Beebe as Donald, Lionel Stevens as Brownie, and Ozzie Wenban as the skipper and Muntala. Rosemary Webster was Linda, and as Vic Marswell you heard Hart Maguire.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkinson. Next week, the Caltex Theatre will present a gripping mystery entitled Poison Tongue, the story of the unmasking of a murderer who chose an unusual and cleverly conceived weapon to commit his crime. Remember, too, The Gift and It Only Happens Once, further outstanding presentations shortly to be heard in the Caltex Theatre. Now, this is your compere, Rick Hutton, bidding you good night on behalf of your hosts, Caltex Oil, marketers of Caltex Super Gasoline and Caltex Gasoline, the world-famous RPM 1030 Special Motor Oil, and Marfec Lubrication.